Hello, Robert Crockett here, and we're going to begin our walk to Hillcrest and St. Mary's. Put this in. Got to do it in such a way so that I don't turn it off. All right, put my gloves on. Put those on. I'll be working with the heavy hands today. Here we go. We're in Midtown Little Rock as we're proceeding. Gorgeous day. This is pretty much the favorite weather here. Just optimal conditions, sunny. It's got a little bit of sharp in the air. I guess it's around 55 or so outside here. This is a best overall course that I'll be walking. It's a little bit of hills, some flats. It's not as rugged as Pinnacle. I love to do Pinnacle, but my knees sometimes get to throbbing afterwards. This is a little bit smoother on the joints to do a course like this. Hope you guys have had a wonderful Christmas and New Year's for 2016. I have. This is one of my vacation days. First part is kind of downhill here. This is some of the better days in Little Rock. It's cool enough where you can actually get out, do some walking. In my opinion, you really don't know a city until you've actually gotten out and walked it. Wherever I go, I try to carry my heavy hands with me, because that's how you really know a place, is to walk it. To me, I'd rather walk it than do any of the other things. If I have one choice, I'd rather walk a place and get a local feel for it. And I prefer to see the shops that are local to the place, things you can't find anywhere else. 'Cause that's really the flavor of a town or a city, is if you frequent the local businesses that are there. Also, eat at the restaurants that you're not going to find anywhere else. Unless I'm really in and out, I like to do things that aren't found anywhere else. Leaves have finally come off the trees here in Little Rock. It seemed like they kind of lagged behind. don't know, I guess that truck may have been yelling at me. I didn't hear it. So. But anyway. This is Forest Heights. I forget whether it's a junior high or a middle school. My older brothers went to this particular school. I didn't. Across the road, try not to get run over. There's an awful lot of traffic here. Here we go. Yeah, I cooked the turkey on Thanksgiving. On Thanksgiving. I did another one on Christmas also, but I've gotten to where I'm reasonably good at cooking the turkey. The secret is to put the bird in the bag. I put plenty of water in there with it too. Rub it down with butter and salt. Not the fake margarine stuff, but the real thing. I've gotten partial to Whole Foods over the years. I think a lot of the health problems in the United States are due to people getting away from eating what's natural. I'm trying to go more and more to Whole Foods. Not anything elaborate, but I like the fresh vegetables. I've been doing a lot of stir fry. Omelets with spinach in it, with onions and mushrooms. I love peppers. If there's one meal I like to have vegetables in, it's my omelets, breakfast. Of course, you don't have to have it at breakfast. You can mix and match. Here we go. We're coming up to our first hill. Stands to reason if you go down far enough, you're eventually going to be going uphill in a little bit here. This is what we're doing. This is one of my more favorite exercises. It's similar, not the same as jogging, but it helps to get your heart rate up there without pounding on the knees so much. Here we go. This will be the first hill here. And we go up. I don't know about you guys, but I like to. I've really been into the exercise. Haven't really gone anywhere on my vacation. I've stuck around the neighborhood, the city and stuff. Dog barking at me. Yeah. I did an hour of rowing and an hour of treadmill with the heavy hands. This is what I call a super long today. Needless to say, I will be entirely guilt-free today in my eating. Taking on a little bit of rise here. My favorite type of walking with the heavy hands is kind of a mixture. You know, it's not all flat and it's not all hills either. Kind of have a mixture of each. The thing about hills is your arms don't get to work. You know, if you get a lot of leg work, you have to have hills to work your legs, but most arm work you get is on the flats. I did an hour on the treadmill, 14.5 on the grade, whatever that means. But I did not do nearly as continuous on my hands as I'm doing now. Although I worked in plenty each go around. This is kind of a change of pace over the treadmill. Doing it this way, my arms slow down, but they never really stop. It's one of the nature of this type of exercise is that you get used to the arms moving. It feels weird if you don't move them at all, or if they just hang down by your sides. They just seem to come up all by themselves, which is a good thing. We're right outside of St. Mary's here, just right across the street. We'll be walking by it. St. Mary's was originally I believe it was a county government building. I don't remember exactly what type. But it's been St. Mary's ever since I can remember. I've either lived here, and by lived I mean when I was younger I had my grandparents around in here. So I've been very familiar with this neighborhood most of my life. My daughter had one basketball game in the gym, but other than that, I've never really been on the campus itself. It's a beautiful location here. Kind of turn to the side to kind of pan the other parts there. The road we're on is Kavanaugh. This is one of those roads that you have all kinds of bicyclists and joggers and runners, walkers. If you're in Little Rock, this is one of the roads to be on if you want to see other people beside yourself exercising. I'm on the flats part of the course right now. It's semi-flat in this part of it. It's broken up by a few hills. I don't know whether the recording will proceed throughout the entire walk or not. May cut off before I'm through with the walk. If so, then apologies for that, which is coming up. This is one of the, so now we're getting into a hill. This is our first hill, or first significant hill, I will count this as. And we're going up. As with all hills, the beat may slow, but the beat won't stop. It'll just get really slow. Yeah, I'm breathing hard. Hold on to your ears. The only unfortunate thing is with my sinuses, they run like the waterworks. We can get outside, get the fresh air going. Go down the hill, there's one next door, adjacent straight, and then we'll do some flats for a while. See if this is pointed down, okay. The hills really work the legs more than anything. Well, they work the arms. I mean, you got to keep the arms moving. I like to feel my arms all day long once I'm done with the exercise. it or not, I don't film every day simply because I have to find something to talk about if I do. Oh, it's good training to learn how to talk, you know, the drop of a hat. Traditionally, I've been a shy guy and I've had to think of things to say. But right now, it's kind of a monologue. And so this is Kavanaugh. We're looking. That's the main part of Kavanaugh. That's Hillcrest proper. This whole road used to be, I believe, a railroad line back in the day. And the modern car, they ripped up the railroad lines and they put the roads in. Can't say exactly when that was. Here's our next hill, and we're going up it. All right. Yeah. During the warmer months, I rest about 2/3 of the way up. It's not the exercise or the weights that's the hard issue. It's that when it gets warmer, you're fighting off the heat as much as you are the exercise. Best performance is like this. I don't know whether you picked up on it or not, but I'm holding my heavy hands palm in the hammer grip. I do this on coming down hills as a change of pace. I'll go palm up once I reach the bottom here. I'm amazed I'm still recording. Good. Now it's palm up. We'll delve into Hillcrest a little deeper here. I'm on a vacation day. I imagine a lot of other people are at work. Or else I'd see a lot more of the joggers and the cyclists and whatnot around here. hairdresser, restaurant. Not in any particular order. There's some really good, fine restaurants to eat at down here in Hillcrest. The biggest issue about Hillcrest is finding a parking place. As you can see, most places are already filled, and this isn't even a weekend. But it is a popular destination. Let this be a lesson. Do the heavy hands, you'll be taking the warm clothes off. Again, apologies in advance, but nature is nature. Back when I was in the military, I would have been no good as a sniper. Various bodily things that I'm just incapable of keeping quiet, I guess. But I guess if you're scared enough, you can do anything. I admire those guys. They really have the discipline. I like to give them all the praise I can. I recognize that their dedication, and their fortitude. On myself, I'm just a complainer. I complain just about everything. Pub there, Afterthought. I can't remember whether I've ever been there or not. Most of these places are pretty fine. It's just I'm not the bar hopper type, so. Not that I have anything against bar hopper types, it's just I'm not one of them, that's all. This is U.S. Pizza. Pretty good pizza. They have some hot wings there too. They're very good. Salads. All that stuff. Next road will be my turnaround point. One time I timed this, and this was several years back. It was there and back to this turnaround point was an hour and 15 minutes. I don't know if that's still true. You know, I'll have to look at the tape. when I get back with the video, I might say nothing's on tape anymore. But the old slang still sticks around long after it's past its expiration date. I'm no different. This is kind of a half hill here. Again, I'm adopting the hammer grip, palms in. If it's a significant hill, I do not wish it to go to waste. Hills are to be cherished and are good things. Now back to palms up. Exercise, I hear people say that, you know, particularly those that don't engage in it, that have a hard time getting into it. I can understand the sentiment. You have to work against the grain to exercise on a regular basis. And I say to you, until and unless it becomes part of your religion, whatever your religion may be, you'll never stick with it. You have all sorts of things pulling against that, trying to knock you off your schedule. It's only the hardiest of individuals, that's hardy on the inside, not the outside, can stick with it. All sorts of, what the military, they call these things friction. Friction is that stuff that comes along that interferes with what you originally wanted to do. The only good news is it doesn't just affect you, but it affects everybody equally. So there's your equality right there. Everybody's got friction. Well, it still says it's recording, so we're doing good. So we are on our return stretch. Wonderful day. I love exerting great effort and not sweating much of anything. It's the best way. I really don't like sweat that much. But in Arkansas, most of the year it can't be helped. So there it is. I guess you'd call it tough love. Yes, no, okay. Not to argue with myself. Plow on through. Wonderful Hillcrest. Yeah. Take another blow point up here. I want you guys to know that if it had not been for my sinuses, I would not have had to stop at all. Offer my knees a pop. If they pop, then that's groovy, you know. If it's not, then put the gloves back on and proceed. Camera off. I'm a strong believer in symmetry, even though I haven't. What I mean by symmetry is that I'm carrying two 15-pound dumbbells. Every so often, the one I'm carrying in my right hand, I switch it just so that both my arms end up working about equal. So I haven't done this at this trick. Generally I do it on the turnaround point, but honestly, I forgot all about it. I may swap them either the next hill or the one after it next to St. Mary's. This street is called Monroe, and I admit I had to look at the sign before I told you that. So in actuality, I cheated. But I clearly admit that. Last night, a hot day. Another blow point. I'm going to do right to left and left to right. There's no renewed balance. Okay. I'm going to take the side street here. At the far end here, at the end of the street, that's St. Mary's again, from the side. Hammer grip. I'm amazed the camera's still rolling. And up the hill. Yeah. All right, we're off. Yeah. Coming back into contact with Kavanaugh. Here we go. Lovely traffic. Right, I'm not driving in it. Fewer traffic jams with the heavy hands. Around the front of St. Mary's now. And I'm ready to cross the road. I love the cool breeze. Yeah. I'll tell you, it's running like the... I just thought the story, a tale from my youth. Little Rock, when it was older, behind the church. Oh, you can't see it from here. Kind of turning to the side while I talk. There are some apartments yonder. I don't know if you can get a chance at them. I've halted for a moment. Those are Crestwood Manor apartments. I don't know whether it's changed hands over the years, but those particular apartments, back in the 70s, that was a swinging place to be. They even had a bar in the complex. It was in the guise of an ordinary one-room apartment. And it was what was known as a swinger's apartment. I know because my father stayed there. And you could go down there and get your liquor and flirt and all that without having to drive, which was kind of an appeal to it. Most of the people that frequented there lived at the complex. I was probably 10 or 11 at the time. And it was a real bopping place. I mean, you could hear the music for all hours of the night. And it went until it had that one nightclub night too many. If I recall correctly, it was a woman who was jealous that her husband had been, I don't know, flirting with, having an affair with. I don't know exactly what the circumstances were. She went into the bar and just shot him. That's the way I recollect it. And after that, the bar shut down. Of course, the single scene in the 70s kind of went out after that. That was kind of the butt end of the hippie movement, was the singles, swinging, that kind of thing. Arkansas was always kind of behind the rest of the states. Back then, the latest trends out there on the coast hit Arkansas 3, 4, 5 years later. If it was somewhat hot even, I would have had to take many more breaks. It's not the weights in the hills, it's the temperature I got to often fight. Even well into my 40s, I was pretty good with it. Something about that 50 number. all of a sudden just hits you like a freight train. I'm in pretty good condition, but you do realize that you can't do the things younger people could do. Do what you can, but I mean, each one of those things I can't handle as well anymore. But I mean, look at it this way, it's certainly much better than the alternative. The alternative being 6 feet under. So yeah, it is worth a good fight. Take this opportunity. Okay, let's see. Try not to be obvious in front of the camera. Although for the most part it can't be helped. Things are as they are. It's been a good good part of my life. Trying to fight things as they were, and really it's better just to, some things you can't change. Yeah, I had breakfast. I went to the gym and did my first part. That was 2 hours. Had lunch. Had some drumettes and some bananas and some toasted bread. Waited for an hour. Then I hit the road like you see here. I don't always have to hit the road after an hour. Sometimes I can go immediately. I'm one of these people who had the stomach surgery. That was well before I learned about Whole Foods. Learned not to put just all kinds of slop in my body. Would I do it again if I knew all that? Hard to say. In a lot of ways, I think the younger self really doesn't listen to the older self. Such is life. Anyway, we had a set of friends. They had husband and wife. They had the Roux-en-Y surgery. Then my ex-wife had it. Then I had it. I think within 3 years, all of us were divorced. I mean, my wife's friend, her husband, my ex and I. I knew a surgical tech student that told me to tell that that's an ongoing joke in the operating room is once a woman's had a tummy tuck and or stomach surgery, you know, the staple the stomach. It's not Roux-en-Y anymore, it's something else as I understand it. Then the joke becomes, how long will she remain married and not become tired of her husband? Great speculation for conversation, you might say. Got to keep up with your vitamins, though. I certainly have. Although I will say, everybody around me has had complications with it. So far, I have not. But in particular, I've really got to watch the iron, the B12, folic acid. Although at my wellness checkup, they said I passed with flying colors. So that's good. I'll change it out. One more blow point. This isn't the long Hillcrest route, but I figure 3 hours something, that I think I've done enough for today. Train don't strain is the catchword. It's just so gorgeous out here. Fresh air and the sharp in the air, the sharp cold bite. I love it. Well, we'll have an official time, it looks like. I haven't timed it in a long time. Am I slower? Am I faster? Who knows? I don't even know. The work is the same, though. I do regret having to put my weights down to fish through the wallet to unlock the door. That's the modern world for you. There we go. I'm not the most coordinated person right now. Put that up, put my gloves back on. This is an example of friction. I wanted to go through the door, but I had to take out my wallet and scan it. There it is. Underground garage here, well parked. On call time at the elevator. Get the very last drop. It's really rainy outside. I walk in here However, this is mostly flat, so it gets boring very quickly, unlike the Hillcrest St. Mary's course. And this has been the St. Mary's Hillcrest route. Thank you for watching and have a good day.